The most chaotic and intense experience of my life. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident. No one has kiss-offs as part of their day-to-day life. Yeah, but look at that. I'm gonna take off these trousers. Ah! You know what, I'm just gonna start filming. Last summer, I had the biggest gay summer of my life. And I was in a house in the Italian countryside called Massaria with loads of other gay boys, with the one task of figuring out who I wanted to kiss the most. That sounds like a pretty amazing summer, but it was the most chaotic and intense experience of my life, but in the absolute best way possible. So far, episode 1 of 2 have aired. Those are the first few days in the Massaria, and it's really surreal seeing them aired. It's really cute because it's really taking me back to being there, and genuinely being in that Massaria was the best time of my life, and I've met some incredible people there, and I'm getting to see what will happen again, and you're getting to see what will happen again, and I hope that you're as entertained as I am, because this season is crazy so far, and honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This season gets wild from this point onwards. I literally prepared for I Kissed a Boy like I was going on Drag Race. They sent over the themes of the parties and I was like, drew out my designs, made them all. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this theme, this theme, this theme, this. I'm gonna show this side of myself in this one. I'm gonna show this side of myself in this one, this side of myself in this one. And then I got there and I very quickly realized me wearing crazy outfits is not gonna help any boys want to kiss me. In fact, it's kind of being a bit of a deterrent. But yeah, I love turning looks, and everything that I wear, in my mind, I fully am dressing up like that character. And I'm wearing my entrance look right now, as you can see, but that was only like a small fraction of what the entrance look really was. So essentially, I'll be yassifying my entrance look, as well as yapping about all the tea from the Massaria, what it was like kissing the boys, and just kind of unloading my thoughts in general, because there's a lot of thoughts that are just running around in my head, and this will be a good place to just put them all out there. And yeah, I'll be making lots of videos like this throughout the whole show and beyond. So if you're enjoying it or want to know more tea or just want to see my creative process behind stuff, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTuber interacty things. It would really mean a lot to me. I have a good time making these videos and I want to keep on entertaining you. Hopefully you are entertained, because that's my intention. So what I was going for the entrance look, I was giving very quintessential me. I love black and green, and I also love wearing things I've made. The trousers were a pair of trousers I made a while ago. There they are. But I kind of like playing on the intersection of like sexy, fashionable, and also just a bit nerdy. And I feel like that's what I was going for here, with like alien, the kind of anime silhouette, and stuff that I'd made that like looked a bit kind of like green and digital. However, yeah, this was only part of the look. In my mind, it was a much bigger concept, and it was kind of like an alien infection kind of vibe. So I basically want to do some like body paint and some makeup, which goes with this outfit and kind of acts as a piece of clothing or an accessory to the outfit itself, which goes over my arms, my neck, and onto my face. First and foremost, I'm gonna map on the shapes. This is a green Barry eyeliner. Slay. I basically want to contour my body, so I'm going to go into where the grooves would be. So like along the cheekbones, along the jawline, a bit along the grooves of the neck, and then also like in between the muscles to make me look a bit more hench than I actually am. So actually, I'm going to start by taking off this jewelry. First, I'm just going to draw all these lines. I think the thing that's funny about actually entering the Massaria and I Kissed a Boy is that suddenly you realize you're not the only one who's in the process. I just remember walking up and seeing Adam and being like, oh my god, there's another one of them here. Because up until that point, it's a long application process. You can't actually imagine or envision any of the other boys. All I could do is be like, oh, maybe it'll be this person, maybe they'll look like this, maybe this is what they'll be like. But then actually seeing them, you're like, oh my god, fucking hell. So that was the thing. I wasn't really that nervous leading up to walking in, but I got nervous once I was standing behind that gate and I was like, I'm about to go walk and kiss this random person on fucking telly. The thing is, it's funny is that you kind of forget that you're on telly very quickly. I was kind of aware of it in the beginning, and then after that, I would just have moments and I'd be like, oh shit, all this is being filmed right now. I might take this off. Yeah, as you can see, I'm going into all of these like grooves, so I'm just kind of contouring. But I'm doing it still wearing the shirt, so you'll only be seeing the bits where actual skin is shown. I'm not going to do it on my body underneath. I'm going to do little slits and eyebrows as well, because I'm cool like that. That's the thing that this show has taught me, is that everyone thinks I'm really cool, which is hilarious because I've always just thought of myself as a massive nerd who was just a bit too weird for people, and all of a sudden people think I'm cool. But you know what? I'll take it. I kind of like that for me. Like, cool. Because that's the thing, like when I'm designing what I'm making and I'm gonna wear and all that kind of stuff, I literally am just trying to look like a video game character. I'm not trying to look cool. Okay, I've actually kind of mapped out my face already. I'm gonna now map it onto my arms as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go in the grooves of the muscles and stuff like that. Honestly though, Adam was such a great person to be matched with in the beginning. He was so sweet and he put me so at ease, and I was just like, I got so nervous when I saw that there was like another boy, but then it was like Adam and we just started talking and I was like, oh, slay. Not someone who's gonna fucking stress the shit out of me. I guess I was kind of the one who did that to him. I felt a bit bad about that. You know what, when it got really real, that was when me and Adam walked up the steps and I saw all of the other boys and I was like, ah! I got so overwhelmed, and the thing is for me is like when I get overwhelmed, I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I'm confident. Ah! But that being said, it literally like that was just so exciting because I was just like, I'm actually really here right now. Like, this is so much fun. And I think for me, like, excitement and nervousness like really bridge very quickly, and I was in an era right before going on the show where I was just being such a good mental health girly, so I felt like I was like in a very prepared state to go and do something like that. Okay, anyway, now the outlining is done. This is a lime green super colour from Krylon. It's really good, it's very pigmented, and it's also greasy, so you can set it later. So you've got a lot of leeway with how you're going to use it. I've also got the skinny ass brush from Krylon. I love Krylon, if you can tell. You know what, it's so funny watching the first 2 days of being on the show, because I now know all these boys so well, but these are literally like the first few days of getting to know these people. And it's just cute, because I'm like, it's like baby versions of all of us. It's like baby Ruben, baby Adam, baby Jack, baby Lars, baby Aaron, baby Callum. I mean, I think they did a really good job with choosing who was there. Like, Danny really ate with that one. I think it was really sweet, both connecting with Callum and Adam so quickly, and we kind of connected for different reasons. I think that obviously it took a little bit longer for me and Adam to really gel, but me and Adam bonded over things like mental health and like music and stuff like that, and kind of lifestyle and queer community, and that was really nice. And then Callum, obviously we had the kind of common experience of being like a person of colour who was queer in more of like white spaces, him being from Hastings, me being from Norway, and it was really nice to connect with him on that. I think both of them I just really strongly connected with. But yeah, with Adam I just had more unanswered questions. I wanted to see where that was going to go. So like, Adam just made me feel very comfortable. I think the more we spoke as well, it was just like, nice. But that was also the funny thing about watching these episodes back, is that like, I in the beginning genuinely didn't think that Adam fancied me. I really thought that he just wasn't interested in talking to me, and that's why we never really spoke, but actually he was there feeling anxious. And it was cute watching it all, because I was like, obviously I know that I turned around for Adam, so it was like, I was like, I'm rooting for us, like knowing that it was gonna have a happy ending. Anyway, I finished the face and neck, but it's a little bit rough around the edges. However, I'm gonna be cleaning up in a bit after I've added on the shading and stuff like that. I will say that for me personally, like, it was really great to see a conversation like what me and Callum had there on TV. I needed a show like this growing up. I needed a gay dating show. I think it would have put me so much further forwards in terms of my dating, and it was a big reason why I went on the show, was to challenge myself, because I'm quite avoidant and I don't really date that much, and putting myself in a position where I kind of had to face it was quite good for me. I think it's quite easy for me to like put up the front, but at the same time, actually allowing someone in and actually really getting to know someone is quite difficult. I think I've always felt very othered for being brown and being gay and being a foreigner, and seeing a conversation like that between like two powerful brown guys on TV talking about what they have in common and shared experiences was just really great to see. 13-year-old me was really healing from it, you know? Okay, so most of this body painting is now done. Now I'm gonna shade them in. So I wanna do some bits a bit darker and some bits a bit lighter. I've got my Dirty Old Colour Revolution palette, and I'm gonna use this electric blue right here to do the darker bits. Okay, here we are. I've got this brush. I don't know what brand this is, Rare. I think I got this from Amazon at some point. I'm gonna put in some of the blue. I'll start on my arm just so you can see, but I'm basically gonna go along the lower bits and just start tapping that blue on. Try my best to blend all of that in. See, if I did it with dark green, it would actually just make it a more dull green. But using a darker blue just makes more sense for this. Also, a kiss-off is a crazy life experience to have. Like, no one has kiss-offs as part of their day-to-day life. I remember telling people about it when I came back, and they were like, I can't believe that was like a part of your life and your relationships and like dating people and just in general, like having a kiss-off. Obviously I ended up picking Adam, and I'm very grateful for that, and you'll see all the reasons for that alongside all the ones you've already seen. Putting this powder in is also just like setting it all in place, which is quite nice. Because the grease paint with the green is going to move as soon as you touch it, but setting powder on it dries it and means that it's immobile. It's weird seeing yourself dating. Like, I'm an avoidant baddie. I don't be dating a lot, and like seeing me making moves on people is really odd. Also, I think the thing that's crazy about watching it as opposed to being there is that you also then get to see all of the people's opinions of you that you didn't see when you were there, because obviously when you're there you only see your side of the things. You don't see people having conversations about you, you don't see the tea rooms. So much that you miss out on. Kind of amazing that you get to have this whole other new layer of insight into the experience. But it really looks like I'm just like smudging all of this work I've just put in, and I kind of am, to be honest with you. Okay, now it's all looking like a big smudgy mess, and honestly I think it looks quite cool, but I'm going to clean up these lines now, and then I'm going to add on the bright green colours. I'll do a bit of cleaning and then add on the bright green colours. How about that? Midpoint. Yeah, I'm just going to clean up a bit, get the kind of lines in order, and then I'll really clean it up later. Okay, now these lines are pretty cleaned up, I'm going to add in, honestly, I don't really know what brand this is. I mean, it says on it, wiiiiiiiild. I got this from Afflex in Manchester. It's really bright green. Crazy. Look how fucking brightly pigmented this is. This is crazy. Anyway, then, once again, just going to tap that. over these bits, and look how bright the green goes. First of all, just gonna tap a lot of it into really, really light areas before I blend it in. And tap that over it, and it all kind of just settles on top, and it just blends quite naturally into the blue below. And obviously that's not cleaned up yet, but look at that. I'm gonna do some on the neck as well. I'm gonna take off these trousers, because they're getting green all over them. Ooh, no, you're not gonna see that. Essentially, I'm trying to create a gradient within these lines that I've already painted on with the grease paint. You know what? I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of that. I'm just covered in loads of really bright green dust now. But I'm gonna now wipe this off. Make some clean lines. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this makeup wipe, I'm gonna fold it over a few times. Then I'm gonna put the end of this makeup brush in it. I can use this to go over the lines. Hey, it's Remember the Future here. I forgot to film the next section, honestly. So I wiped away a lot of those lines to make them super, super nice and clean. And I did some eyeshadow and a bit of a graphic eye look. That was a tongue pop, even though you can't see it. Okay. I'm just doing this before I can move at all. Ugh. I did finish up the rest of the cleaning, and I'm not opening my eyes yet because that means everything will smudge. But I also added on some eyeshadow and then some more graphic stuff around the eyes. There we are, I'm gonna put my clothes on, then we're pretty much done with the look. Okay, I have a feeling there was a bit of a lighting issue before then, and I think there's also noise going on right now, but this is the finished look. As I said, I was trying to give Alien crash landed into the Massaria, kind of like hot, sexy boy, cybernetic infection kind of vibes. Trying to blend in, not doing a very good job, but where's a lot of black and green? What more could you want? I love turning looks that kind of communicate things, as I said already. Like, this one is very much about like kind of like the feeling of being an alien, crash landing, feeling different, but also expressing the more like nerdy and arty and fashiony sides of myself. It's just about taking some photos of me, so I'll include them here right now so you can see some like nice, clean, crisp outcomes. Ding, 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 ding. And then for my favorite one, ta-da! On my other socials this week, like on my Instagram, my TikTok, I'll be going through the other looks like the Met Gala look and other things I wore in the Massaria, so please go check them out. Here's a little spoiler for those things. Ding, 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 ding. God, I'm loving doing this ding, ding, ding thing. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Iced Boy. Honestly, it was fucking crazy, but you're not even ready for what's to come. Like, you think this was crazy, the rest of the season just goes up and up and up and up from here, and I can't wait for you all to see it. Anyways, please do all the YouTube things once again. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. I would really, really appreciate it. It would help me be able to grow this channel and keep on making content like this. I love making videos, I love yapping, I love making things, being creative, and spilling tea. So if you like any of those things, please come and join me on the rest of my YouTube journey, and life journey, and everything journey. Anyways, in a bit, babes.